Yeah, hi peeps, it's Tersse back in all Squat Box once again, and I've just watched After Earth, and I really don't get where all these critics have been poo-pooing it, you know what I mean? I think really it's just a bit of this sort of, yeah, well, it's Will Smith and he's been a big star and, you know, let's poo-poo him, you know, it's like that, build people up and then pull them down. You know, they keep saying that his son was a crap actor in this movie, but I mean, it's a science fiction fucking movie, right? I love science fiction, right? And as far as I'm concerned, this is a pretty good science fiction movie. I'd give it a 7.2, you know. I enjoyed it. It had all the elements that I like in a science fiction movie, you know what I mean? Sort of like its future. There's a lot of elements where they show you sort of a futuristic sort of living style and stuff. But don't go too deep into it, you know, just sort of flesh it out a little bit, you know what I mean, with flashbacks and stuff. But, you know, all in all, it had a lot of the good science fiction stuff that I'm looking for. High technology, you know, progressive worlds, don't go too deep into any of the politics or any of the race consideration, you know, it's just sort of what Star Trek, you know, futuristic world, people would just go on, you know, and yeah, it was a wee bit too militaristic for me, you know what I mean. The boy calling his father sir and all that. I mean, that bit bullshitty, but I suppose that's what they need for the movie in order for it to be the way it was, you know, the boy to try and rebel and be pissed off at his dad for never seeing him, like, what fucking son isn't it that with their dad if their dad's working away from home all the time. But actually I thought the young boy stood up pretty well, you know. Will Smith's son, I mean, it wasn't a fucking 100% sort of, you know, bit of acting, but fucking hell, he carried off a really, really difficult piece of acting, man. I gave him a lot of kudos for doing that. He's a young boy yet, you know what I mean? But I reckon he did a pretty good fucking job of doing what he did. I mean, he was the central character. He was more central character than you know, Will Smith was. I think he carried it off pretty well for what he had to work with, you know. I don't think, you know, that the guy that directed it, you know, Shia Wood or whatever his name is, you know, that guy anyway, you know, I don't think he did his best sort of direction and production on this movie. But all in all, I pretty much enjoyed it. There's the one point where the eagle saves the young boy, so if this is a spoiler for you, but you know, I just didn't understand why the eagle would care whether he was in the nest and, oh, its chicks died, but it would think he was, what, a chick and would save him. I just didn't get that bit. So that bit of the story was lost on me. And it wasn't a brilliant story, let's face it. The story was like a sort of half-assed sort of storyline. But I think the acting was pretty good. I think Will Smith did his normal job, you know. He's done better in lots of other movies, but you know, for a science fiction movie, I think it ticked a lot of the boxes that I'm looking for in science fiction. There's a bit of excitement. There could have been more. You know what I mean? There could have been a lot more to do with animals and survival than what there was. And I would have been looking for that. I'd have been looking for the boy to kill a few more things other than just, you know, like a leech and the end mob, the Asru or something like whatever it is, you know. Asru, what a name for a monster. But you know, all in all, I thought it was pretty good. The graphics are pretty good. You know, it sort of pleased me to watch it. I found it enjoyable. I don't really know where all these fucking tomato people and, you know, what the flick. You know, I mean, I've watched all the sort of people that you normally watch, you know, tell you what they think of the movie. And I think they've all got it fucking totally ass for elbow, man. I think they were expecting too much from it. Or maybe they weren't expecting anything from it and didn't want it to be a success, and just therefore they just told you what they thought it should be. But for me, as a science fiction buff, I liked it. And I say I give it a 7.2. You know, just for the sake of it, I'm a science fiction buff. I didn't take points off it for the fact it was a Will Smith movie, or that he'd introduced his son into acting. You know, a lot of famous people their sons and daughters follow them into acting, and a lot of them aren't as good as this young guy is for the first movie. So all in all, I think a lot of the sort of people who have critiqued this movie, I think it's all just sour grapes with them, and they really wanted the movie to fail. I think it's a good movie. I enjoyed it tremendously, and I'll probably watch it again, you know, hopefully on a better copy. I mean, the copy I did, don't get me wrong, the quality was good, but it was just a box in the middle of the screen, so you know, you did see a lot of detail, but it didn't go very dark. It didn't lose any of the you know, the conversations, you know, the audio, the graphics were all pretty good. Just a small screen, you know. It was about, you know, I would say it was about 80% of my screen was all the movie was, you know, that I was watching, even though I had it on full screen, because obviously it was recorded in the cinema, you know. I got it as an illegal download. I didn't go to the cinema for it, you know. But actually, this is the movie I probably would spend, you know, 10 quid and go and watch the movie in the cinema, you know, because this is my sort of movie. So I suppose if you're not a science fiction buff, if you're wanting more from a movie, then yeah, if you want all that personal interaction and a bit of sex, no, a naked bird in a shower before the monster comes in and eats her, you know, if that's what you're into in science fiction, then this isn't for you. But I thought this was a pretty good action sci-fi movie. I enjoyed it tremendously, and I say 7.2 all the way, you know. So if you like science fiction like me, and you like technology, and you're interested maybe in a little bit of a storyline, but it doesn't need to be too deep, and you know, you like a bit of action, there could have been a bit more in this movie, I would say. That's the only thing I would, you know, mark it down for. Yeah, you know, there's a few link-ups in it that I thought were a bit overdone. The fact that his father tells him the story of first ghosting against the evil was it Asuru or Asrus or whatever it is, by being pinned underwater, and then it's after he gets plunged into the water and then climbs out that, you know, I don't know if the water didn't do it, but it seemed to, you know, that made that connection, being underwater. And then it was just later on that he thought back to what his dad said about things in his mind, and fear being something you project into the future. We fear the future, we fear the unknown, we fear the dark. If you live in the moment, there is no fear. You just act on what needs to be done. And I think that's a pretty pertinent thing as well, because I find a lot of things that happen to me in life, if you think about what might happen to you in 5 minutes, like, you know, if it's a fire burn, if you think it was, oh, I might burn to death in 5 minutes, you're not thinking about what you're doing now to escape the fire. So in a way there's a bit of sense in that, you know. And I've found that any time I've been in real danger, I've actually been right in the present and not thinking about tomorrow. I'm thinking about the next 30 seconds, you know. That's as far in the future I'm thinking when I'm in danger. So yeah, maybe that's why I react differently for other people, and I don't go screaming or freeze up or anything like that, you know. But then I'm getting on to other things other than the movie. So you know, I love this movie to a certain extent, you know. It's a movie I've been waiting on, like many others, and I think this hasn't not delivered as much as some of the other movies that's been out recently. Like one of the movies that really disappointed me recently was Iron Man 3. What a crock of shit. You know. And oh shit, what was the other one that was out recently as well? I think it's a sci-fi one. I think it's supposed to be a sci-fi one, but I think Star Trek, yeah, Star Trek Into Darkness was a crock of shit compared to this, you know what I mean? I think I gave that a 5 or somewhere around about there, you know what I mean? Yeah. No, this is better than Star Trek Into Darkness. It's better than fucking Iron Man 3, and yet a lot of the critics that bummed them up bummed this down, and I think they're all fucking full of shit, you know. So what the fuck, can fucking fuck off, and the tomato fucking meter can fuck off, you know what I mean? I think Tomato gave this what, a 13 or something. I don't know what they're looking for. What, are they all just into porn or fucking, you know, teen movies or some fucking shit, you know what I mean? Assholes, that's what they are. They don't know what they're fucking talking about when it comes to movies. So anyway, that's my understanding of this movie. I think it's pretty good. I would get a 7.2 if you like science fiction. You don't even need to like Will Smith or think that it's a good idea for him to bring his son to movies, but you know what I mean. I give it a 7.2. I think it's well worth watching. Cheers. Swansea fucking bar.